Well, hello there! You've come to the last part of this little tutorial series that I'm doing, where I'm trying to teach you how to fold this model over here. It's a Goliath Beetle, and it looks like this. It's designed by Jesse Barr, one of the most awesome origami designers on this planet. Who knows, maybe there's some aliens who fold paper as well, but yeah. So anyways, if you haven't seen the last two videos, you should check them out. You'll probably see annotations somewhere around here, or you'll find the links in the video description. So in the first video, I've shown you how to sort of decipher the crease pattern and find a way to put all the lines on the paper, all the creases, well the lines, and transform them into creases. And then in the second video, I showed you how to bring all of those lines together, or creases actually, and get to this point. This thing is called a base. Okay, and this final part, it's called shaping. We'll be adding some extra folds to transform this base into that, and we'll be also adding glue. So I'll be teaching you different techniques of shaping, I guess, and talk a little bit about the tools you can use to shape the model, and so on. This is the most fun part of folding any model, and I hope you're having fun. So I guess we should just start. So let me just show you all the things you'll need. Of course, you'll need a base that you folded from the last video. I have some MC over here. MC is metal cellulose, and it comes in powder. You can buy it as a powder, and then you mix it with the water, and you get this glue, right? I'll be also using PVA or regular white glue. I'll be mixing MC and white glue together because adding white glue to MC will decrease the time of drying. And I'll be putting this into this little, I'm not sure how to call it, but inside of that. And of course you need a couple of clips, I guess, they might be necessary, and a couple of brushes in order to apply the glue. I also recommend that you have a couple of towels, although this is a toilet paper, to clean your hands or to get rid of the glue that accidentally falls on the part where it shouldn't be, or so on. And yeah, so I guess let's just start shaping. You can see that the model has color changes over here, although you can't really see them in that fold. That's why I have this little test fold of the head, and now I'll be teaching you how to add those color changes to your model. Just to make it clear, I have two bases. This one's folded from Kraft paper, and this other base, which I'll be shaping, is made out of mulberry. Well, actually it's made out of rice paper, which was painted with acrylic paint. You can see here is just a little part left over of the paper, and it looks like this when it's painted. This side wasn't really painted. I guess it looks beautiful. And what I've done here is I've added another layer, back coated another rice paper on top of it to get brighter white color. So if I were to open the model, you'll see that there's only like a little strip of that white part. You see, here's where it ends. And that's what you should do as well, because if you glue two sheets together, the paper is going to get too thick. So you don't really want that. So this is the best way to go. Or if you're lucky enough, perhaps you'll find some kind of paper that, and if you paint one side in, let's say black, and your paper is white, the black might not show on the other side. But that's your choice. So let's see. As you can see, I've already started shaping, and I've already done this part. So that's why I'll be showing you how to shape the head on this little fold. So let's do it. Let me just zoom in like that. So this is what you should have. Make sure that the layers are arranged in this way. So let me show you the incorrect arrangement of layers. That's that. And what's incorrect is that you want this part to be on top of that. So you just have to just arrange the flaps. I'll do it and show you. So this is what you should have. Hopefully that makes sense. You need to be able to do that. In the previous case where one layer was on top of the other, I wasn't able to perform the simple valley fold because I would be folding this part as well. So make sure your layers are arranged correctly. Okay, so that's cool. Since they are, let me just show you how the shaping is done. We'll be folding sort of like an angular bisector, like this, but just tilt the paper a little bit to the right to make just a little gap, like a little narrow point over there. Okay, and then fold it. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Make sure, as I said before, that layers are arranged correctly. And do it like that. And now you simply have to fold an angular bisector of this angle. So just fold that in half like this. Shouldn't be too hard. I mean, if you've come this far, this should be a piece of cake for you. And let's do it on the other side as well, like this. Okay, and now I want to do this. It's going to be a squash fold, but not a regular one, but sort of, you really want to get that color change. You sort of want to get an isosceles triangle. So don't squash it like that, but squash fold it like this. It's not really an isosceles triangle, but you should get like this triangle shape. Okay, so once you've done that, do the same thing on the left side and make sure they are symmetrical. Although probably the real beetle doesn't have symmetrical this sort of spots, color changes on its head, but this is origami. Okay, so once you've done that, that's pretty much it. You can see on this fold, that's all I've done. Okay, and now fold this layer behind. You can use this point over here as a reference. So I'll just fold that behind. Shouldn't be too hard. Like that. And do the same thing on the other side. So just folding that flap behind. Okay, and there we go. Looks quite cool. So that's the first pair of color changes. The other one is located over here. And all you have to do is this time fold an angular bisector there, like this. And now perform a squash fold again. And I guess do this right triangle. Like that. You can use this point as your reference, like that, and then you also see that you're performing a spread sync on this part. So let's do it on the left side, or it was right if I were to turn the model upside down, like this, and let's do it here. And as you can see, I'm performing a spread sync here. So just going to squash that part. Going to take tweezers. It's nice to have them. I haven't mentioned that before. It's always nice to have tweezers to help you get precise folds, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So once you have that, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. You have to fold this behind. The way you do it is just make a mountain fold, and there are no actual reference points, but I guess I'll use those 2 points as references, and then fold that like this, and this is what you get. This is pretty nice base as well. I think I'll shape that as well, but I'd rather move on this one over here. They pretty much look the same. The only difference is that this paper is a little bit thicker in this area, since the Kraft was already painted at the beginning. This part is pretty thin, so I might show you how to do the shaping of the jaws on this paper rather than this one, since this part is thick as hell. But yeah, so let's get on to adding the glue. So as I said before, you need to have MC. It's not necessary to have it. Let's say if you're shaping the model from Kraft paper, I highly recommend that you use PVA glue, aka white glue, because the MC doesn't work very well with the Kraft, and I think it acts more as it's more like a liability than like it doesn't really help it. But if you're using a natural paper, natural paper, you know, like a handmade paper, such as mulberry, let's say Origami, what else is there? Banana paper and so on. Banana paper is in the background actually, and so on. Then you should really use MC. And I'll be using like a mixture of MC and the white glue because I'll decrease the time it takes to dry. Okay, so that's pretty much it, all you need to know. And now let's prepare our glue. I don't really have a recipe or anything. I'll just put a bunch of white glue inside, hopefully. Come on, go. This part is dry, so give me a second. Well, that's awkward. Let me try to make a hole. Oh, there we go. So put quite an amount inside, like that. And there you go, it's in the liquid state obviously. And I'm going to add a little bit of MC, not too much, just a little bit. Oh, that should be enough. Let's put another drop of MC. And now of course take a brush and mix everything up. This one. I think I should add a little bit more of MC. Like add quite a bit of MC there. Okay. So mix it nicely. That looks good. Maybe just a little bit more. Like that. That should be enough. Let's get a read of that glue. Okay, so now we can start shaping. So I'll put this on the right side and show you a couple of additional folds you could do. For now I'll just take a clip and hold the legs together because they're sort of getting in the way. Like that, and show you the folds you have to do. Okay, as for this part, what I've done is first of all you need to put a glue inside of this layer. It's like the first layer of the model, and don't put a lot of glue, just barely enough. This should be enough. Yeah, I might be out of frame, but really the shaping is just adding glue in every single layer and closing the model. Okay, so there we go, that's the first layer. Now you also have to do that right here, which is right behind it. And just put a little bit of glue there. because you don't want to get paper wet, just moisten. Okay, that's nice. And now let's add it right here. There is like a triangle shape over there, so I'll put a glue all over that place. Like that. Okay, and now close the model. I won't be putting glue over here for now, so let me repeat that on the other side. Well, it's a little bit too much. Just spread it around the whole area and take some glue away. Now let's close it down. I'll take a little piece of towel or of this toilet paper to get rid of the glue sticking out. Okay, so let's see. We have to figure out the way to shape this leg. The way I've done it over here is pretty simple actually. You fold it down, and now we're going to perform a squash fold using this layer. I intentionally left it, I didn't put any glue there, like that, and you do the squash fold. And now I'm going to sort of fold it down like this. You do like a little crimp, and then I'll close it down again. Just like that. So as you can see, the leg will be sticking out, which is cool. Okay, and now I'm going to add some glue inside of here. Then add a lot of glue, just barely enough. Like that. So let me just close that down. Do the same thing on the opposite side. Like that. And now I'll be folding the paper in half and then in half again. And then fold it down like this. This is what you'll end up with. Like that. Okay. Now I'm also going to do this little fold just to get rid of this white area. I'm just going to do I'm not sure how this fold is called. It's pretty simple, but just do that to hide it. You can even, do whatever fold. Just get rid of that color change like this. And if you take a look at the real Goliath Beetle, this part is slightly thinner than the actual leg, so we'll have to find a reference for that part. So I'd say it's somewhere around here. So I'm just going to make a mountain fold. Let's see if that's enough. Yeah, that should be enough. Maybe right here. Okay, so I'll make a mountain fold and then do the crimp, and then just make a valley fold right after it, like this. It should be a really small valley fold. Okay, so once you do that, you'll get this, and now we'll be folding this in half like that, and do the same thing on the other side. To make the tip of the leg narrower, like that. And I'll be using tweezers Now I'm going to do a reverse, well I think it's swivel fold, right? Fold this to the left, like that, and do this, okay? Hope that makes sense. From the other side it will look like that. I guess it's pretty obvious why I'm doing this. So I'll do the same thing on the other side. Like this. So now let me close it down and see what I've got. Okay, it looks good. Could look better, but it's good enough. Because then, yeah, it should do the job. Okay, so now we're going to apply purely white glue on the leg. So I'll put some white glue. That's because the white glue holds the shape better. Okay. That, and now I guess I should add some more right here. And now I'll fold the leg in half. Just like this, and use the tweezers to get a little part as deep as it can go. Just like that. So the best way to shape it is to look at the picture of the real thing and then try to get the same shape. Now here's another thing that I'll try to do. I'll try to take a tweezer and push a little bit of paper inside of there. And then close it again. It's really not necessary. I'd like to try that. You can see I'm getting a pretty nice shape there. So again, I'll push some paper inside. Just like that. There we go. That looks pretty good. Okay, so we're done with that leg. And now we'll move to the next one. Of course, the leg is not completely done. We're going to fold it in half again and then shape it. But for now, it looks good enough. So let me just add a little bit more of glue right in this area. Let me close it down. Then I have to repeat everything on the left side. Okay, so let's see. First of all, do that. And fold it slightly to the right like this. Rearrange the direction of creases. Now we have to get rid of that color change. Just like that. As you can see, it's pretty simple. And now apply glue inside of this part. And let me see if there's another hidden layer here. Oh, there is. So I'll add some glue in there as well. Like that. Okay, and now let's do the same thing right over here. And close them all. Like that. Now we'll be folding it in half, and then in half again on the opposite side, and then closing everything down. Okay, now I have to make sure that I get the proportions right. I want this thing to start like that. This thing should be, there should be an equal distance between that point and there on both legs. So I'll just take that, put it there, and visualize where the fold should be. It should be right here. I'll make a little crimp, and now do the folds. So as we said before, first you do the mountain fold. Perhaps the mountain fold should be a little bit farther back, like this. Let's see, that looks good. Should work somewhere around here, and then do the crimp. Okay, I've done the crimp. It should be a little bit further back. Compare the legs with each other, you want them to look the same. And now I have to do the crimp. Okay, I'll be using tweezers, since I've made a lot of mountain folds in this area. It'll be hard to get a valley fold in the right place if you don't use the tweezers. Here's a great way that they can help you. Just like that. That should do a great job. So there's a crimp. I'll turn around the paper. Let me just zoom in like that. And as I said before, first we'll be folding this in half, like that. And then doing the same thing on the other side. The other side you can actually do this. Let me show you. There's a extra flap. You can unfold that and fold it like this. That works as well. Alright, and now do the swivel folds. I'll use my tweezers to get the valley folds, the folds that I should follow. And then apply the swivel folds. Like that. So let's do the same thing on the left side. That looks good. Pretty good. Okay, and the same thing as before, we'll be adding pure white glue. Get rid of that white glue that got on my finger. Okay, and you should really add a decent amount over here. Okay, and now fold it in half. You might get some glue in your hands, so I'll use the tweezers to help me. There we go. Make sure those two parts are symmetrical. Okay, and I'll do the same thing as before. I'll try to push a little bit of paper with the tweezers from inside. Like that. have paper that's big enough, shouldn't be too hard. Okay, just a little bit more. I'm just trying to make that part as thin as possible. It seems that I've done it right. Let's take a look at that. This part is a little bit longer, but that won't really affect the final look of the model. Let's just make sure that it looks good from this side as well, since the bottom isn't that important, because we're focusing on what we see from above. Okay, there, that looks good. Sorry, I was out of frame. And yeah, there we go. So let's compare it to the other one. Yeah, looks pretty good. As I said, this one's a bit longer than the other, but that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so once you've done that, we'll apply some more glue. Well, we'll start shaping the other leg. So let's see. We'll sort of do the similar stuff, but I think, yeah, you can do it. You should take this part and fold this little 45-degree folds like that. Okay, now add some pure, well, not really, I'll add this little mixture that I have. So you have to add some glue right here. That, perhaps there, and in the layer behind it. Go there, yeah. There. So let's add some glue. Just like this. And then, since we are already here, I'm going to add some glue into this layer. And in this one as well. And of course into there as well. As I said, shaping is really just adding glue everywhere. Adding glue until the model looks good. It's the best description of shaping an origami model. Now, I guess we should add some glue there. Okay, so I'll add glue up to this point, and then I'll worry about this part later. Let me just close that down. Let the glue stick to the layers. Like this. Okay. There, this leg is already wet, which is good. Some glue should be applied here as well. Oh, by the way, it's like New Year's Eve, so you'll hear the fireworks. There. And add some glue from this side. Oh, that's a little bit too much. Okay. There. That's enough for now. So let's move onto the other side, the second pair of legs. that. Good. So as I said before, first step is to add glue there. And then add some more glue. Yeah, so. See if I've added glue. No, I haven't added glue there. Okay, so that's all I think. Perhaps add some more into certain areas, such as this one. Okay, let's close everything down. There. There we go. Now, since some of the glue I've added way too much, it will start coming out, so make sure you have your toilet paper or whatever ready, napkin. There. Get rid of that. Let's fold it. Just like that. Looks so good. That looks good. You should add some glue right here as well. Here as well. Okay. And now, as I started telling you, do that. Now we'll add some pure white glue there. Go all over the place, especially here. And we're going to glue that down. Like that. I'll glue that down and I'll just fold that down. I won't be adding glue here because I might need to make some changes later. So I'll just stick with this for now. Alright, so let's start shaping the second pair of legs. This is how it looks like from behind for now. So the second pair of legs is pretty similar to what I've done before. I'm doing the squash fold and the regular one, of course. And yeah, so once you do that, you should get something like this. As you can see, the leg goes sort of in the same direction. And we'll be adding a pure white glue right away. So make sure you have some right here. Should put it in small amounts. That, because this really sticks well. And then on this one. Let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to open that. I shouldn't have put the glue there before. Open that and then put this inside. Stick it inside like that and then close it down. So let me just close it down. Like this. And I have to put some more glue there. White glue, pure white glue. And then close it down. And then fold it down again. So this is what we have so far. It's pretty good. This way we get rid of the white color changes that might show up in certain parts. Since the legs are purely black, so you don't really want something white to stick out. So let me add some more glue there. Apparently wasn't enough. And now put it back together. Okay, so this looks good. We should probably start shaping it now. So same thing as before, we'll do that crimp, and it has to be slightly longer. So I'll just turn the paper like that, and then find a random place, it's not really random, to do the mountain fold, and then see if that will do the job. I think this will do the perfect job. Okay, so I folded the paper like that. This time I'll make a little bit bigger crimp. So the legs are going to be roughly the same size. So I did a little bit bigger crimp, and I'm going to do pretty much everything I've done before. So I'm going to fold this like that, and now do the swivel fold. Fold this over. Get that. Now do the same thing on the other side. And it's going to end like this. Well, that looks pretty good. Yeah, it's about the same size as the other one. This part could do some work. That looks good. Okay, then we'll be folding it in half. Then let's compare them. Roughly the same. Let's take a look what I've done before. It's pretty, the technique is different, but it's nice to explore different things. Okay, so that looks good, I'm happy. Perhaps I could maybe even fold this in half like this. Sorry, like that, and then fold it in half again. And then fold the whole leg in half again for like the final shaping. So that's what I'm going to do. Yep. But for now, let's just add some glue, pure white glue again. I'm going to add it right in this area. And then fold the model like this. Okay, then add some more glue. there, and then fold this down. Just like that. So take a look at the other side. Looks pretty good. Okay. Okay, that's good. So let's repeat everything on the other side. So first it was a squash fold. Apparently you have to fold paper in half right here. So fold it like this. You see this won't, oh sorry. So fold it like that, this won't lie flat. That's when you're going to make it flat by doing that, and then you'll be folding this thing behind. Let me just fold it down. And this is what you will get. But yeah, that's how I've done it in my first fold. Like that. Okay, so I'll just start adding some glue. Like in this layer, I think there's a little bit of glue there already. I'll just make sure there's enough. So that's it. And then just fold it down. But first of all, we need to do that crimp. Okay, so it's like that. And you fold it in half. Not in half, sorry. You're doing the crimp, and then repeat all the moves we've done before here. Oh, and this part will start opening, which is a bad thing. That means we need to add glue there as well. There wasn't enough glue in the first place, so. Give it a second to stick together, and now we can start shaping. So you fold, you do this, I'll use tweezers, and then that. The other side. and then fold it down. I guess you've noticed that I'm, leaving a little bit of space like that. I'm not entirely folding it in half. That's just for aesthetic purposes. Because we'll be folding it in half later, and you'll see. This looks good for now. Let me add some pure white glue to that leg as well. As a matter of fact, I'll add it here. Like that, and now I'll repeat everything on the other side. Okay, that looks good. So now we can finally get to shaping the abdomen. Shouldn't be too hard. I'll be adding purely white glue. This is just a pure white glue, because you want to get this bulky shape and show that this beetle is not to be messed up with. Okay, just add a lot of that in there. Let me try to close it down and see if I should add more. Turns out I should. So pure white glue right there. Close that down. Cool. Let's do it on the other side. Oops, completely the same. I'll add some glue there. There. Let's start shaping the first leg. So it's pretty much folding it in half again. So let me fold it in half. Just like this. And you can start folding the abdomen along one of those lines as well. So let's do it on the other side. This side is going to look like. Okay. It's obvious now that the bottom part of this beetle is not going to be pretty, and so when the legs are folded, as you can see, the legs are sticking out pretty well. So I'll be adding a little bit of white glue on each leg, pure white glue. It's very important that you add pure white glue because you want this part to hold very well. And that's what I'm doing. I'm adding white glue right there, like this. Perhaps a little bit of that. Zoom in. So just fold it in half, only with your fingers there for a while. And now, so I'm going to fold this part like this. Now I'll get rid of all the glue from my hands, so I don't want to have some spots on my abdomen. Okay, so I'm folding it, and now I'm just going to fold it like here, hold it with my tweezers, and then turn the leg for like 90 degrees, just like that. I'm going to add some more glue in this area, because now when I fold it like this, I want this part to hold very well. I'll add a little clip there to hold the leg. Okay, so that's all I've done. Let's make that fold again and try to preserve it. So as you can see, if this was folded down, this part will be sticking out, and that's good. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so here's another thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to shape the abdomen. And the way you do it, it's very simple. Just make a fold somewhere around here, like that, and then you do the crimp, like that, and that's it. That's all you have to do. Now we'll be using glue now, so the beetle stays in that shape. So let me do the fold again. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, and add some glue there. Pure white glue. Well, that looks pretty good. And do the same thing on the other side. Make sure it's symmetrical. Guess I should add a little bit of glue here. That will keep legs in shape. Okay, now as for this part, we're going to fold it behind, well, inside. I'll be using tweezers. So fold inside like this. There. So I'm going to rearrange the legs like this, because they're getting in the way. And shaping for the second pair of legs shouldn't be too different from shaping the first one. So again, just adding glue and folding it in half. So I'll just fold it in half first, and then I'll add glue. Okay, so I sort of went ahead. I ran out of battery, that's why I'm in a different frame now. And I've shaped one of those legs, as you can see. It's really just folding it in half and you know, trying to get it in the right shape. And I think it looks pretty good. I'm really taking the time here to make them look perfect. And for now I think I'm doing a pretty good job. So that's with that leg. Now I'm going to shape the second one, which shouldn't be too hard as well. Okay, that's it with the second pair of legs. I'll just let it dry, and we'll move on to the last pair of legs, and that's it. We just need to shape the head, and we're done. So very similar, pretty much. It's going to be roughly the same with the other legs. The only difference is that we're going to bend them in this direction and not in the other one. Okay, we're finally done with the legs. Okay, they look pretty good. Totally worth it. So, of course, later on I'll add some more glue probably to certain areas, but for now they look pretty good. Okay, so let's do the head. It shouldn't be too hard, obviously. So first start with adding the glue. Here are the color changing areas, and if you have a smaller brush, that will be a great aid the shaping. If you don't worry. You'll figure something out. I don't really have a smaller brush, so I'll use the one I've been using so far. I'm going to add a mixture that I've made before and not the pure white glue. So I'll add some glue there and try to close it down, keep it in that position for a few seconds, and then just open it. Do the same thing on the other side. Again, I'm adding the mixture and not the pure white glue as I've been doing for the legs. The reason is because I want to get a soft rounded shape. Okay, so we've done that. Let's take a look at this color changing parts. You can add some white glue there. I'll be adding pure white glue in those areas, so just a little bit of that. Now fold it down. Like that. And there. Perhaps I should add a little bit of it right here. And do the same thing on the other side. Okay, that looks pretty good. Add some glue there. Close it down. Oops. Okay, that should keep those flaps in the place. Add a little bit of glue right there. Close it down and repeat on the other side. Okay, now I'm going to lift this part up and add the glue on the colored side like this, and then just fold it down. It doesn't really matter, it doesn't have to be perfect. As you can see, the triangle doesn't fall exactly in the middle, so you don't have to worry about it too much. And yeah, so we're pretty close to finishing the model. I'm going to wash my hands. Well, wash them, just clean them. As you can see, there's a lot of glue on the tip of my fingers. Okay, and let's start with adding the glue. First, I'll add some glue right over here. I'll add quite a bit of it there. And then in a couple of those layers. Such as this one. I'll head for the next one. I'm using the mixture here. The reason for it is because this part is pretty thick. There are like 2 layers of paper, and because of that, since mixture is is thinned. I guess there must be another term, but yeah, since the mixture is not so strong, the glue is not so strong. It's closer to the water. It's more like a liquid. It should be easier to shape it because of that. Because the paper will get wet, and thus it will get weaker, and this will work in my advantage. Okay. So there must be a bit more glue right there. Some glue is missing. There as well. Okay, so now you're going to try to fold the head over like this. Okay. This part needs to get over like this, and let's do the same thing on the other side. Just want to keep the layers together like that. And then this part will get there. Okay, that looks pretty good so far. Just a little bit longer and we are done. Okay, so now as for the shaping, let's do the antennas first. That's this flap over here. It's thick, pretty thick. And the way you can shape it is by, well, let me just take a little testful. The way you can shape it is by folding it along this line. So then when you fold it over, you'll eventually fold it in half like that. This way that part will get thinner, and on the other side you'll end up with something like this. And then you just need to fold it in half again if the paper allows you that, and then fold it like that, and that's it. So that's what I'll try to do here. However, the paper is very thick, so antennas won't be that good, but I'll do my best. As you can see, those are supposed to be the eyes. They're already going to the right. I mean, they're following the antennas, which is good, I guess. And There we go. I think we're pretty much done with shaping. So, like in the previous Scorpion barrel line tutorial, I'll be back when this beetle is dry and then show you how it looks like after that. So see you then. Okay, so here's a little thing. This is a small setup that I've done. As you can see, it looks cool. Basically, the pencils are pushing the beetle downwards. Well, not anymore. Anyways, it's almost dry. Perhaps a couple of more minutes and it will be ready. So, see you then. So guess what? We finally came to the end of this video. So let's see, it took me only like 2 hours and the meteor shower that almost completely changed the shape of the earth and of course helped to reduce the drying time of the model. The model is finally dry, so now I can finally show you how our little beast should look like. So let's take a look. But doesn't matter. So let's take a look. So this is our little beast. It's a Goliath Beetle designed by Jesse Barr. And it took us like 5 hours to fold it, but in my opinion it's totally worth it. It looks so good. I'm very pleased with the shaping, and I might consider this model to be my best fold ever. So let's take a look at how it looks like. So color changes everywhere. Head was quite hard to shape, but I managed to do it somehow. Yeah, legs look pretty good. As you can see, it's not completely dry. You can still see some traces of white glue there, but it looks good. No one's going to look at the model from behind, but even if you do take a look, it doesn't look so bad. And that's it. So yeah, I hope you managed to fold this model, and I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, well, crease pattern series. I hope you learned something and improved your crease pattern skills. And if you enjoyed all of these videos, please give it a like, of course, and subscribe to my channel, and like my Facebook page, Twitter, and other things, and share it with your friends and help them learn how to solve crease patterns as well. So I'm OrigamiSage, and as always, have an awesome day and happy folding. So I'll see you next time. Bye.